Hello, it's Jake Dodd here. I want to show you the second part in my individual project. Basically, you can see here what I said I was going to do last time. From here, I have added some details to the shell. You see how I've done it. I'll show you that in a moment. Because as you might have seen before, let's go display, show geometry, all. It was pretty similar to this piece here. In fact, it was the same as this piece. So I think you'll agree it's a marked improvement from the one on the left to on the right. Just circle around that so I can show you there. See, it's got these ridges, parts of the shell. It's a lot more interesting to look at. And the great thing about this is they're all separate pieces, so the blend shape isn't going to be affected. And same here. And I'm going to show you how I did this, and then I'll rename all these pieces. So basically, we're going to a face mode on the base model, which is just underneath all these pieces. And we're going to select this face here. I've got reflection on because it's going to help me see which face is selected on the other side. I'm going to hold down Shift and double click the opposite face, and it selects the ring of edges or faces around there. And then what to do, because we want it to have this detail without compromising the blend shape, we're going to have a separate mesh, but we want it to be aligned perfectly to the mesh so that it looks attached. It doesn't look like it's a separate object. So what we're going to do is come up here, Edit Mesh, making sure you're on your polygons menu set. So Edit Mesh, come down here to Duplicate Face, and Options box, just reset, and we want to separate duplicate faces, yes, and the offset we'll do manually. So hit Duplicate, and what I'm going to do is just push it in a little bit, so it's beneath the surface of the base mesh, just there. Hit Q so that I'm in my select mode. Come out here to the open space, go into face mode, and just marquee select over it. And then we've got all the faces on that extracted mesh. It's basically just a copy of this ring of faces here in a separate little object. So what we're going to do with face mode selected and all the faces on that object there, all 8, 0 to 7, is hit extrude, and we only want one section, and we're going to just extrude it out a little bit in the blue, in the Z axis, and then a little bit in the Y, just to give it a bit of shape, and then maybe try, just sort of try around with these sort of things and do that, and do this on that one, I think, yeah. So, just a few things like that, and then, just use your standard tools like move, scale, rotate to get it into the position that you want. Just going to scale it out in the x-axis a little bit. There we go. Going to hit F to frame it. And then when we come around here, just work a little bit more on making it a bit more aligned, and do that. Just push it out there a little bit. You can see it's fairly simple to create something that looks quite effective. Hit object mode, and you can see there it's the same technique all the way down. I started from the bottom up, so because they're overlapping, it just gave me a good reference point so that I knew how much this second piece needs to overlap onto this one. And I've left my gap here for things like the tail. And it's the same process for the underneath, just going in, selecting the face mode, just underneath the edge of the shell, Shift, double click to select the ring, Edit Mesh, Duplicate Face, because we've still got the same settings. Push it just under the mesh so that it doesn't have a gap when we render or anything. Face mode, marquee select, and you can't see it because it's underneath the mesh, but it is selected if it's face mode selected that way. Hit extrude, and for these I've just been doing that, just out the surface, and then holding control and scaling down in the Z scale. And that scales it in all other directions apart from the Z direction. Okay, just pull that out a tiny bit more. Okay, and then you see you get this good effect on the bottom that gives it the segmented look that you'd expect from an insect. That's all really. In the next video I'm going to be using similar techniques to get the head and sort of add some detail into what will be the creature's face. It's not going to have much facial details because it's an insect. It doesn't really need humanizing much. So that's what will be in the next video. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.